This is Damon Stevens with FinWealth Builders, and today is Monday, July 19th, 2021, and this is a stock market update of our day today. And just want to say thank you, MRNA. I posted this right on the front page of our video last night that we were looking for this one for a trade, and what a rocket ride today. So we'll cover that and additional stocks that we covered in our videos last night in our Monday prep video, and take a look at the market. The market was down quite a bit. Still a lot of opportunities out there, and we're excited to cover those with you, and hopefully it helps you in your trading. So let's go ahead and get right into it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, FinWealth Live. That way you can continue to get these updates and these videos, and also what we're trading. We're not broke financial licensed brokers or advisors. All the trades you're seeing here are ones that we're tracking and trading ourselves. They're not financial advice, and we're always open to you sharing with us as well as far as what you're trading and what's working well for you. As far as the overall market today, let's look at that. Dow Jones was down 2% today. It's quite a bit. NASDAQ down 1.06%. S&P 500 down 1.59%. And you can see overall we were red on the day across the board. You can see it, except for NVIDIA stood out. Crazy. Right? NVIDIA's been on our list quite a bit. But you can see that pretty much everything was red. And you can see even across the other countries, a lot of red as well. This is something to pay attention to, especially tonight, because if China and other countries are down and they're red, we could possibly be red tomorrow too. But just remember also, it's turnaround Tuesday. A lot of times Tuesdays do the opposite thing that Mondays do in the marketplace. I don't know why that is, but it just is. And that's why that term came around, and you'll hear it from multiple people. So we got to watch for both sides. One, this could pull down, and we could go further down tomorrow, or we could rally back up, and this could have just been buy the dip again. I'll show you why. As far as the stocks today, as far as on the scanner that hit AEHR and NRXP, both hit the scanners. These were not trades I traded. Just so you're aware, my focus was on shorting the SPY first thing right off the bat, because it looked like it was going to tank today. So rather than watching the scanner, I wasn't watching the scanner. I was just watching the SPY and SPY puts. So that was kind of my focus, my big trade of the day, with some others in the middle of the day and end of the day. But the big trade was, the SPY puts and then calls at the end of the day. And I'll show you why again. But as far as stocks, let's get into the stocks. So AEHR, for those who did see it on the scanner, congratulations. It looks like it rallied from $2.77 up to $6.30. So I mean, almost a 300% to return. That's you can't beat that. I'm going to continue keeping this on the radar now. See if it pulls back. It actually didn't pull back today. It just continued to rally up. So it could continue rallying tomorrow. So I'll look at it in pre-market first thing when I get up in the morning to see what it's doing and what kind of opportunity it might provide us tomorrow. So the next one, NRXP, you can see this. It gave you, you had a nice pop here from $8 to almost $12, almost 11, and then it consolidated for a while, and then that gave you your chance to get back in right up to $15. So great ride. I mean, these were great opportunities as well. I mean, we talk about this in all our videos. We use a scanner every morning for these trades, and you just, for the most part, very few days can you ever go wrong. I mean, you're getting an opportunity like this. You see it pull back and retrace. We talk about this again every video. 50% retracement typically. You can see here that where it consolidated is where it ended the day. And so we'll look and see if that pops up above here. If it pops up above 1250, it's another trade. If it goes below 1148, I mean, you could possibly short this if it gets below the 200 moving average. But I'm cautious on that. I'd be cautious on shorting this right now, because typically these run more than once, and so that's why they're allowed on our list for a couple weeks. So an opportunity there. As far as earnings, Tractor Supply, AutoNation, IBM were today. Tomorrow in the morning, Travelers we're looking at, and Netflix at the close. Chipotle, The chart's been a little bit weak in my mind lately, so I don't know if I'll trade that one. But typically I would be looking at that. I'd be looking at United, which is down as well. But I'm highlighting the ones that I'm most interested in. Ally Bank, sometimes I am too, and Halbert. But for tomorrow, it's Travelers and Netflix. Let me show you what the opportunities that these gave. So Tractor Supply. It dropped here right at the beginning of the day. So you had a nice big old huge gap down from $189 down to $171. So if you're shorting it, congratulations, you killed it. If you bought it at the bottom here at 171, or even at popped up here and consolidated at 174, you still had a rally up the day up to 182. So I mean, again, a great trade. So for a market that's down across the board, the stocks that we're trying to bring you are the opportunities that are going up, right? Up when the market's down, and that's our goal. That's what we're looking to shoot for. So great rally ride you could have today, and we're back in this zone where it kind of where it fell away. So we'll watch in the morning, see if it either breaks below here, which would be a shorting opportunity below this this line here, 180.58, or if it gets above this 200 and gets above this line at 189. It could give it a little short run, but more than likely not. But we could get maybe run inside this channel here or below it. So just gonna look, see if there's a scalping opportunity, but that's about it on that stock. It kind of did its run. So AutoNation, again, this was, this gave you an opportunity. Came down, the low was 101 and the high was 109. So $8. And it pulled back to 104, gave you right back up to 106. And so now it's consolidating here, and it's about 50% between here. So you can see that we got these lines drawn in here. So this is a channel here. If it breaks up, we can start going to new highs. If it breaks down, there could be shorting opportunity down to 101 where support is. So just kind of keep an eye on that and see which way it's going. Anytime you see little bands come in here, that's a little squeeze, a price squeeze here. And so you can see price will squeeze in here, and then it's either going to bust up or it's going to bust down. But we do have the 200 moving average, which should be an area of support for this stock. MRNA was top of our list. It was right on our front page yesterday in our Monday prep. And what a rally. Holy cow. More than I ever thought it was going to go. But wow, what a ripper today, 300 up to 317. So there's a big gap down here. We talked about it in our video that, Moderna was going to either drop and fill that gap in the morning right away off the get-go, or it was going to skyrocket and just run up. And obviously it decided to run up. So great trading opportunity there. Going to keep an eye on that. It's elevated further than I thought the stock would be. If we get a squeeze in here, short squeeze, and we got people that are shorting this, I mean, it could continue to squeeze higher. It's a crazy stock right now. So just look for a possible pullback too, because we have not had a retracement, and you have a gap fill down here, which means this could drop, as low as 260. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you're locking in those profits, and trade this carefully. Moderna, it's great stock to trade this last week or so, but it's in a dangerous place now because there's no marks up here, and there is a gap down below. So just be careful. S&P 500. So we talked about this in our video last night too. We've touched the 50 here, and the 50 here and here and here and here and here and here. And we've come back up, and we touched it again today. And we talked about that in the video last night, that we may come back here and pull back and touch this 50, find support. This would be a way to bounce off of it. You see how it bounced off each time it hit the 50. And we're there again. So it did exactly what we talked about in the video. Now, the thing we did talk about is if it breaks below the 50. So if it breaks below the 50, you could be going down to the 200 or the 100 down here at 412. So hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully, it continues to track as it has, and opportunity to do a really, perform a turnaround Tuesday, which you can see here. It hit the 50, bounced up, hit the 50, bounced up. So every time it's hit the 50, it's bounced up. Could this be the time it doesn't? It's possible. So be prepared if it doesn't. I'm gonna be watching this at the open to see if we stay above here. If we're above that 425, 426, then we will probably rally up a little bit, or could. But if we fall below 424, 425, then, or 426, then we're going to probably come back down here, and then we'll be in this channel to come test the 100. So just be careful with this one. It should find support here. It's done it in the past. All we can look at is the past and what the current trend is, and try to determine the best odds and have our stops in. So just keep that in mind. But SPY is doing what we thought. If you look at the day, so knowing what I knew last night and the plan is, that's why I was ready to short the stock on the open today with puts, which we did, and then waited for it to come down and support, which it did. You can see here that it came down and touched right here around 421 or 422, popped up, touched it again, consolidated, went back up, came back down, touched it again, went back up, came down. So all this consolidation down here is what you really want to see as a trader, because this is showing you got a lot of support down here. That's what you want. And you can see that then it started rallying off. So right here in this channel where you're seeing that there's a lot of support, by the time you hit the third one, I was like, okay, this isn't going anywhere south. So let's go ahead and get some calls and see if we can write them up. See if we can get a turnaround Tuesday, tomorrow, and ride that. So we got a little bit here around 422, riding up. I sold a little bit when it got towards the end of the day here, because I didn't want to hold all of it. So holding a portion here through the day. It makes me nervous that we're below the 200, but we're above the 50 and the 100. That's good. So it's going to be probably consolidating here all through the night. I'm going to look for where it's going to pop up here above 426, and then I'll sell those out and tomorrow, because I don't know how far it'll rally up before it turns around and maybe goes south again. So just going to take some profits there. If it breaks now below the 425 range here, then then I'll be looking at trying to get that off right at the very beginning of the hours, or right before pre-market, and be ready to either put again or calls again, or watch the scanner. Right now I've got a lot of stocks to trade, so definitely lots of opportunity. Let's get in the rest of them. Sorry, this is taking a long time, but I want to make sure I cover this in. It's a little bit of trading too along the way. So Tesla, again, this was resistance here, and you can see that we have come up and we found support here, bounced off, found resistance again in this area, and then came back down. And today we tested that same area and bounced off. So this is what I'm talking about. This is what I like. This hit our trend line here that we've had on here for a few weeks. So it hit it again and bounced off, which means this is really good, strong support down here. And so now we need to see if it can break above these moving averages, above this resistance line. And if it does, now we can start to head back up towards that 700 mark. So I'm going to be looking in the morning, see if we break the 648 levels. And if so, go long on it. If we don't and it breaks down, then just see if it stays in, consolidates in this channel. If it breaks this 334 level, I'm going to be looking for it to go to 200. So just watching the morning action, price action, to see what direction we're going to go. NVIDIA, again, talked about this one. So this came in, we had a nice long rally, had a few day pullbacks. We pulled back to the 50, found support on the 50, bounced off the 50. So that the 20 and the 50, just if you're a new trader, 20 and the 50 are really important moving averages to find support. So and that's what we did. So we rallied back up. We'll see if we can pull up, above this 762. If so, we'll get a ride on this here if we can. If it pulls down below this 718 level, then we'll look at do we need to short our 738? We'll start look at shorting this. And here's our support levels here at 696. You got the 100 down here, which is at the 50 fib right here at 649, and see if we can get support here. But I like that it rallied off here, off the support off the 50. That means we have a greater chance of rallying back up. And it's around Tuesday. So Chewy came onto our list today. You can see that we had a nice rally up, pulled back quite a bit, and this is a long breakdown candle. So you keep an eye on that. You see we hit the 200, which is, should have been support. It broke that, which, is kind of scary that it broke that. It makes you a little nervous, but it stayed within the bands and it found support on the bands, Bollinger Bands, and rallied up inside this big breakup candle now. And you see that it's a little bit above 50% of this first big breakdown candle. So we'll see if this is going to either retrace back to the 50 right here around 79, or is it going to continue to rally back up and try to either hit the top of this breakdown candle or, back up to new highs, 86.12. So we'll kind of keep an eye on it. Again, you got to watch price action, see which direction it's going. DraftKings, this hopped on our radar. It was a suggestion by one of the traders, and just watched it. I don't know if it'll go anywhere. I saw it started pulling up at towards the end of the day. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just keep it on the list and see if it's a good trade. It's below all the moving averages, so I don't want to spend a lot of energy on it. But it did find some support and rallied back up. So we'll keep an eye on it. Not a priority for me right now because I'm not seeing the strength I am in other stocks, but definitely keep an eye on anything that comes around. RCAT, so that was one of our opportunities from last week. It fell away here. It's flat. I got too many things to watch now. I'm taking this one off, and it was not a long-term trade. That was one of our scanner trades. So Adobe, we talked about this again, long run, consolidating. We'll keep it on the radar for now. It started breaking below the 5, but it's below the 5 and 10. If it continues breaking down, it's off the list. But looking to see if this will give you a continuation of an upward trend here. Microsoft, same thing, pull back. It's got support at the 20. We'll see if it can pull up and start to rally again tomorrow with Turnaround Tuesday. But just keeping on that one. You'll see on the list for now. Amazon, same thing. Found support just below the 20, which, this almost came off my list today, but found support. So we'll keep it on there and just see if it wants to rally back up again after pulling back several days and retracing. Pretty much retrace this whole breakup candle. So that's the other thing. It's a little bit of training. These big, long breakdown candles a lot of times are, good support resistance for stocks, and they seem to like to trace that for some reason. So just keep that in mind in your trading. Netflix, big pullback, found support. Even though it was under the 20, it rallied back up above 20. So that means the bulls came in. So that means it's probably a good one to keep an eye on and see if we can get some more off of this stock. The dollar index, is rallied up. And it's trying to break above this resistance level. And if it does, it'll start to rally back up towards that 93 level, 93.40. So we'll see what it does, but dollar's getting stronger. The VIX, we talked about the spikes, right? All these spikes, and they come down pretty quick. They retrace pretty quick. So that's why we talked about Turnaround Tuesday. You see this spike beat the last spike, right? It's above higher. It's a lot higher. Almost, it was trying to reach 25. If it gets over 25 and holds for the day, the market's coming down. Market's going to start coming down. So we got to keep an eye on that. Luckily, it pulled back a little bit. Still above the moving averages, above the 200. So hopefully it'll pull back more tomorrow. If it can retrace back tomorrow like it has done several times before, then that means the stock market will rally again tomorrow. And this was a good buy the dip day. So that'll be exciting because we have a lot of good stocks that we're tracking and trading. But anyway, so we'll see if that retraces back tomorrow more as it has before in the past. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. I have it actually as my standard charts. Anytime the market gets more volatile like it is, the VIX and the SPY and the Qs and IWM and the financials, they all are on one screen with charts, so I can watch the action during the day. I see that the SPY, so this is on a 5-minute chart. You can see the SPY had, gap down. We got this big old gap, it's got to fill. Pulled down most of the day, found support like we talked about around 22, this nice support level, which we'd love to see. That means, that's why this was able to curl up and rally up. It's above the 50, headed towards the 100, breaks the 100. It gets tried to start filling this gap. So looking for a possible rally up tomorrow. If it gets up to 430, 431, just be careful because it could either, come up short of it and pull back real quick and surprise you before trying to break out to the highs. So just be real careful. Don't know where it's going to go tomorrow, but it's definitely on our list going forward here. Triple Qs, so NASDAQ came down, touched this trend line. You know, we talked about the trend line here, and it's holding that trend line. So as long as it doesn't break that, it's not going to be going towards the 50. That means we can continue to rally up. Semiconductors pulled back down to the 100 and rallied back up. So that's good that it did that. It's bearish, you know, the direction it's going, but bullish that it was able to find support and rally up. So we'll see what that does for us. IWM had a big old pullback. You can see have these double tops right here. Well, multiple tops. You can see this is a big resistance area up here, and it continues to be. So it's something we got to keep an eye on. We see a pullback here, nice pullback almost to the 200 today. So it's kind of right in the middle. So we'll see what it can do, see if it comes to get support on 200 or if it decides to rally off that. Hopefully we can start to move it back north. Financials, again, we talked about, you know, we broke through these two channels or out this channel for support. So as long as we can hold that support, that's good. If not, we're going to head towards the 200. So something to be cautious about. Gold. Gold's kind of rallied up and pulled back, so it's kind of consolidating here right now. And so we'll just kind of keep an eye on that. Silver pulled back below the support line. We talked about this last night, and also pulled below the 200. So something to keep an eye on. This could pull back a lot more, and so we don't want to, you know, get stuck in that trade. And you can see that it, you know, broke below it prior, but it was able to find support and was able to rally back up. So we're going to look at see if it can do that again tomorrow. For Bitcoin, so Bitcoin's down, consolidating. You can see it's been down here. It's actually kind of breaking this support line here now, getting closer to that 30,000. If it does break that 30,000, we could be coming down to 28.6 would be our next level down. So still kind of keep an eye on that, looking for it to find direction, either, you know, break below the 30,000 for opportunities to buy or above 36,000. So this is Doge. So Doge, you can see Doge hit the bottom here and hit it again, and it's consolidating at this bottom level. See if it breaks through here. If it does, below 16, good buying opportunities to start picking it up. You know, if it breaks all the way down here to, you know, 6.5 cents, it'll definitely be a huge buy. And so that's exactly where it started to break out when it did its run. So just watching it. I got a little tiny bit of it, not a much. A lot of them just holding off till I see, you know, good momentum moves and levels. So that's our stocks. That's what we're watching tomorrow. Things to look for tomorrow in a rally opportunity, as well as possibly a pullback. So just watch where it opens up tomorrow, so we can kind of see what's gonna happen. And stay safe out there, especially with the market. It can swing both directions real quick. So if it starts to chop you out, it's better just to walk away and just kind of watch the price action, but not to be involved in the market. If you're going long, you know, you just got to decide if you're going to hold and at what level you're going to, you know, have your stops in case the market, you know, pulls another march and pulls down quite a bit. You know, you don't want something pulling back 10 or 15% without having something off the side for cash to buy back in. So just be careful. Make sure you lock those profits in. Stay safe, and we will talk to you more tomorrow.